and welcome back to Nightly Nerds. I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we're playing
Pokémon FireRed.
FireRed.
So this is the leader of Team Rocket, Giovanni.
That's a spicy meatball.
Someone touch on my spaghetti.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Pop, pop, fizz. Or sorry, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. That's what I feel when I'm on the toilet.
Oh, what a relief it is. We were just talking about things like kids say wrong or they can't pronounce something correctly. My little brother used to say lemonade when he was little instead of lemonade.
Yeah.
And like, I remember scabetti was one for me. Instead of spaghetti, I'd say scabetti. Or I'd say fingers instead of fingers. I'm not sure if that was like me saying it wrong or just like a tongue thrust.
Yeah.
But my niece says stister.
Stister.
Instead of sister.
Yeah, and like so we were talking about it,
and my cousin used to say Fidgiator. he's like it's in the Fidgiator. You're like, what? The Fidgiator.
Yeah, because we were talking about this. I'm just like, I don't think I ever said anything like that because again, like my sister loved me as a little kid. She's like, you turned into a monster, and what happened to the Corey that I loved when you were such a little kid and whatever, and then and if I said anything silly or cute in a little kid fashion, I would have never lived it down from her.
Yeah.
And so I might, my brother watches our episode, so he might post something in the comments for anyone curious of if I ever did. Because he is 10 years older than me, and he would definitely know all this stuff.
I just get, I know fingers and spaghetti, scabetti.
Scabetti. Paw Tubbies.
Paw Tubbies was one that, it was a family one. Somebody said it that wrong way, and that became what strawberries were for all of us. Because my mom would just call them Paw Tubbies after that.
I mean, I have stories of like my cousins mispronouncing a bunch of stuff when they were like still kindergarten age-ish.
Yeah.
And one of them was my little cousin. She was like trying to turn on the light in her room, and she couldn't do it. She's like, I can't reach. One
for me was I used to say hobby instead of heavy.
Yeah.
Like my mom has a story for me. It was like, I used to do this to get out of doing things, and I'd like pick something up, and I would go, "Oh, it's too hobby, it's too hobby," and I would just put it down, even if it wasn't,
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to help, clean or whatever it was.
All right, so we beat
Team Rocket.
Giovanni.
Giovanni. It's a spaghetti. It's a lasagna.
Someone touch on my spaghetti.
Oh, you bastard! I'll teach you.
Are you lost, little mouse? All right, let's beat him up. Let's punch him in the dick. And ding ding.
Let's always punch him in the dick.
Because you could punch anyone in the dick.
Yeah, but it doesn't really hurt.
Yeah,
it's the nuts. That's what hurts.
But I mean, you could punch anyone.
If you had someone's like, if you had like your dick against like on a hot table and someone punched it, okay, yeah, that would fucking hurt.
Yeah.
If you just punch a dick, unless it hits the nuts behind the dick,
well, yeah,
you're gonna be fine.
You can still punch anyone in the dick.
Not anyone. You can't punch women in the dick.
You can punch them in their girl dick.
in the clitoris.
I mean, when most girls want to use the phrase "suck my dick" all the time, and they don't have one, they can get punched in the dick.
I think it's hilarious when a chick does it, especially when she's like serious, like aiming. She's like, "Suck my dick," and you're like, it's funny.
It's funny. I mean, like,
and then they call me an asshole because I laugh at them. Life. Coffee.
Yeah, because like when a girl's actually being serious and says that, it's just like, well, you don't have one. So where's the insult?
And that poison is hurting you bad.
Bad.
Poor Jackie Chan, he fainted.
I know. But we probably could have Smog sweep in and get the kill.
I heard some story, like, he's got like he's Jackie Chan. Is it Jackie Chan? Or, I think it's Jackie Chan.
No, it's Winona Ryder.
It's Winona. No, it's Jackie. He's got like an estranged daughter who lives in Canada.
Probably.
And like, because I guess he had a like an out of wedlock or an affair or something.
Yeah.
But like, she's gone like batshit crazy apparently.
Oh God.
And she was on social media with her girlfriend, claiming that she lived under a bridge and like in a refrigerator box or something. I'm not. Don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% on the details. It was like asking for her money, like doing a GoFundMe or something. And it's like, you're Jackie Chan's daughter. He's like he'll give you whatever you need.
He'll help you.
I'm banking it's probably drugs.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, that's sad. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be somebody else, but I think it was Jackie Chan.
It was a Jackie Chan.
He catch a Buddha.
He catch a butter with
He
a
catch
bare hand.
But with a bare hand. So what are we doing now?
All right, so we got an item called the self scope for beating up freaking Giovanni. So we could
Beating up
probably.
the Giovanni.
I don't recall if this is the next step, but we can find out. So now I believe we can go into. Yes, I would like to cut it because I want to avoid some trainers, so I don't have to fight a bunch of shit. I believe we can go to the top of Lavender Tower now.
Lavender Tower.
Do.
Great-grandfather met great-grandmother when she was a shy young miss. And great-grandfather won great-grandmother with words more or less like this. Lavender blue, dilly-dilly.
All right, so
Lavender green.
you know, I'll run around.
Oh, this is where all the grave was, right? These are the Pokemon,
yeah,
the dead Pokemon.
And there's Gary.
Gary.
Or sorry, Prickly.
It's prickly.
Yeah, because you could come here earlier, but if you get to the top, you can't see what it is. It's a ghost Pokemon, but you don't know what it is.
He's like, I don't even care.
Or is it? It's a ghost of a Pokemon.
We're gonna wreck your Pidgeotto.
Oh, I missed.
You missed. After I talked shit, you missed.
It has a chance of missing. Fine, we'll just we'll electrocute the bird.
That's right. They're weak to thunder, right? Because they're not grounded.
But yeah, they're not grounded, so they're weak to lightning attacks.
Actually hitting you pretty hard though. Oh, it's super effective. That's why.
Yeah, because this doesn't make any sense to me, but flying type attacks are super effective against fighting type
Of
Pokemon.
course, because you know if you're fighting, you can't fly. It's not like we have jet fighters or something. Those don't exist, right? There's no such thing as air combat.
Yeah.
Come on, Ginger. Pull your shit together.
Yes, I'm gonna change Pokemon, and I'm gonna go.
And what would you call someone who's really good at that? An ace or something? That's stupid. Are we playing poker now?
What are you going on about?
I don't know what you're talking about, okay? I mean, and if you had air combat, how could they attack the ground? So they'd have like air-to-surface missiles or something like that. And how could you attack from the ground? Surface to air? It doesn't make any sense.
It just doesn't make any sense.
What is a flat gun anyways? What, you're gonna fire like a combustible thing in the air and it explodes and it does damage to things flying in the air? Makes no sense. Bombing runs on cities. Why would you do that when you can just send a guy in with a fish strap to his
it doesn't
vest?
make any sense because for the longest time, Pokemon flying type was essentially bird type. Why would a bird beat a fist?
Of course it can. Didn't you know? That makes total sense. Have you ever been outside with your hand clenched by a fist and a hawk just boom and takes your hand off? It's gone forever. Happens all the time. That's why you never walk outside with a clenched fist. It's a saying. It's an old wives' tale thing.
Yeah, good flub there. Old wives' tale.
It's a yeah.
Good one there.
It's an old saying, all right? It's not a wives' tale.
That's what Magikarp evolves into.
Whoa! Gyarados?
Yep.
I even said it right. A Herodos?
People pronounce it Gyarados
Herodos?
or Gyarados. And
Gyarados?
I'm like, no, it's Japanese, and they're hard pronunciation on the vowels.
Hard pronunciation on the vowels.
Just like Nick pronouncing Ike, E-K.
EK.
He'll never live that down.
Oh, it was a good day.
It was like, no, it's Ike.
His name is Growlithe.
Growlithe.
Growlithe. Why could you get him wrong when they used them? They had him in the show and they named them all.
Exactly.
They even had a song for it.
Exactly.
The
Yeah, and the only way you were able to convince Nick was like, all right, now pick up the little thing and put it back down on Ike on Super Smash. What does it say? Ike.
The guy goes, Ike. He's like, oh, I thought it was EK.
The things friends say. Like, oh my, nothing kills me worse when people say Pacific instead of specific.
Or vice versa. The Pacific Ocean.
Oh my god.
Which
Your face
ocean?
is red like
The
a
specific
strawberry.
one. Which Pacific Ocean? The specific one. Specifically, which ocean?
Your face is red like a strawberry.
Like a strawberry. We're going to the library.
Library is the worst.
That's one of those ones when you hear someone say, you're like, oh, ignorant fool.
It's just like,
You instantly think that could be the most intelligent person in the world, and they say library, and you think, oh, he's an idiot.
what that is it's It's someone pronouncing that as a kid, because that is another difficult word to say as a kid. It's brary.
Yeah.
And library is easier, and people will know what you mean. But there's an R before the vowel, and after the vowel, it's brary.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, how is that hard to comprehend?
Because your face is all red like a strawberry.
And I hear it so much. Like in other states in our country, and apparently we're the stupidest state in our country. We're ranked.
No, Mississippi is.
We're ranked 49th.
I believe it. It's because the graduation rates are so low.
Freaking Florida's stupider than us, but apparently they're ranked higher because
it all depends. We don't have a Florida man here though.
No, but
Florida man's is a thing for a reason.
I don't have any helatives, so I'm just gonna switch you out for Squirt Bomb.
One of my favorite like stupid things for here was okay, so for people who don't know, there's a city or town called Pahrump. And
turn, thank you.
I fooled you. There's this town called Pahrump, and it's just over the hill on the other side of the mountains from Vegas.
Yeah.
And the only reason Pahrump is even a thing is because it's in a different county. Yeah. And in that county, prostitution is legal. So there's brothels and fireworks there. So if you want fireworks or brothels, you got to go over the hill.
If you want two different kinds of boom, go there.
Yeah. That are both illegal in Clark County. So if you don't know this and you're coming to Vegas, prostitution is illegal in Las Vegas because we are in Clark County where it is not legal. But in Nye County, just over the hill, it is legal.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that town exists, really, at the end of the day. But it's a little podunk town, and there's Crystal Lake or something like that. Is it called Crystal Lake? It's also the lake in Friday the 13th. But I think it is Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
And that's also one of those brothel towns, Dennis Hoff, the guy that owned all the Chicken Ranch stuff. That's all over there. It's near Vegas. It's Vegas adjacent, but it's in a different county.
It's Vegas adjacent.
But
that's always a term that's just.
It's
blank.
True.
It makes sense. It's a term that I don't.
Just because you're alt-right adjacent and you don't like people who live their truth doesn't mean you have to get angry because I say
blank adjacent. It's.
I know. I'm just joking with you.
So weird.
Anyway, but it's a podunk little town full of weird people. If you're from Pahrump or you live in Pahrump, you're probably a weird person. It's just the truth.
There you go, Pokemon full.
And I remember they were having this referendum there, and because they were upset because when you called your bank or if you called 411 or something, it would ask you if you wanted it in Spanish or English. Mm-hmm. And he's like, why does it ask if I want American second? It should be American first. It's really just there are hicks everywhere.
There are.
You get this whole idea of the Southern hick thing, being Mississippi. No, they're everywhere. They're in New York, they're in Minnesota, and they're in the podunk towns around Las Vegas. It was just so. He's like, why can't they speak American on the phone first?
Yeah, so
speak American is so great.
My grandpa was like that for a while,
and he had he had an American flag bandana on and a Confederate flag, butt buckle and stuff, and this old guy with a beard, and it was just oh gosh, this is not looking good for our state. Why you give this? Why was he was on the news? Why you let this man be on the news? Please stop it.
My grandpa was like that for a while, and I blew his mind. With this because at the time I was taking a language in high school. I was taking German, to be specific, and I learned something interesting. It's because I learned about countries' official languages and stuff like this, and I found out
there is no
official language in America. English is not our official language. So it's
just the common language spoken.
It is. It's the spoken language, and I said that to my grandpa. He's like, no, it's our official language. I'm like, look it up. We don't have an official language. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, UK has English as their official language.
Canada has English and French.
And I start listing off all this different stuff, and he looked it up, and he's just like, wow.
Mind blown.
It upheavaled everything he was always arguing about for a while.
Now, I will say in defense of people who are a little crazy like that and they get a little racist, but at the same time, there is some truth to if you live in a country where everyone speaks a certain language, you should probably try to learn it if you're going to live there.
Same thing. We should learn Spanish as well, since the majority of it now is Spanish and English.
No, it's the English far outweighs Spanish here.
Yes, but it is.
But it's this English. Spanish is the second highest.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, if I move to Mexico, I should try to learn Spanish.
Of course.
If I'm going to live there, or if I'm going to spend a long period of time there, and vice versa, because that does get a little frustrating. When you're like I have my sister-in-law is Hispanic, Mexican, and her mom has lived here. She's lived here for like.
Okay, so this
probably
this would have stopped us. Begone, intruders.
Near 12 to 15 years or something like that. So that's how long her parents have been here. And her mom doesn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
At all. It's like you have your head under a rock.
Yeah.
You can't even say. She can say hello, and it's like it.
Look, there's a spooky ghost. If we didn't,
I don't live in Mexico, and I can say hola.
If we didn't have the self-scope, we would find out that it's a dead Marowak.
It's a dead Marowak. Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. So I also found out that
even in death, they can't find peace from you.
So Marowaks are like Cubones, which what evolves into a Marowak.
They wear their mom's.
They wear their mom's skull.
We talked about that.
Yeah, and so it's just like. It's so sad.
It's so sad. He's getting pumped. Pump it up.
And I'm gonna catch him for some flair.
Oh, look at that. He's pumping himself up, and he's weakening your defenses.
He can keep doing that for all I care. So, okay, so it's a level 30 Pokemon. I'm gonna put it to sleep.
So if you can you catch a ghost?
Well, yeah, you can catch this, even though that doesn't make sense. You technically can, unless it's different in this version compared to the original red version. You cannot catch it. Okay.
Can't be caught.
All right. I'm glad they did that. I've never actually played this one all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I've already played it on the original red and blue instead of the
FireRed and
Japanese
Green Leaf.
Japanese red and green, because it was red and green in Japan and it was red and blue in the States.
So they fixed that.
They did.
They fixed that exploit.
Well, because it wasn't like a broken Pokemon to catch. It wasn't super strong. It's like you get an evolved Pokemon at the end of this thing if you have the Pokeball to catch it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. It was a Cubone's mother. Oh, that's right. Because if we talk to Mr. Fuji's up here now. But
Mr. Fuji. I think we're out of time, though.
we are out of time.
All right, everybody.
We're going to save here.
That'll end this episode of Nightly Nerds. As always, I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye. Hey, did you like that video?
Well, if you did, click the box on the right for another.
Click the box on the left for a playlist.
Of course, you could always just subscribe by clicking the link in the middle.
Come find us on social media.
There are links in the description below.
Don't be afraid to leave us a comment.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tote.
I'm Ginger. See you then.
Bye.